Welcome to hell. Lying is forbidden here, yet everyone is spinning lies. As for me, I just need to turn those lies into reality. My name is 𝐿𝐽𝐻, and you just lied. Looks like Lady Luck is on our side. Why didn't you lie? He must have known. In mythology, once you pass the ghost gate, you're on the road to the underworld. In this secret room, the table serves as the ghost gate. Cross it, and you're on the road to the underworld. If you stood behind the table and told the second person in line, this is the road to the underworld, then technically, he wasn't lying. Why didn't you say so earlier? You didn't ask a plus. I think your reasoning might be flawed. That man was clearly planted by the judge's trio. He's their contingency plan. If the judge loses his right to arbitrate, that man becomes their turning point. 𝐿𝐽𝐻 hasn't told a single lie from the very beginning. To him, it doesn't matter who holds the power of judgment. But he had a better option. Pass the judgment power to someone who actually knows the rules. During their interrogation, that person would inevitably reveal more about the room and the gun. That's why he didn't warn me. Do you want it? Will you give it? Do you really want it? It's not that I can't give it. Will you really give it? It's not that I can't refuse. If you don't want it, I can't force it on you. Do you want it? Whether I want it depends on you giving it. Will you give it to me? If you don't say you want it, you'll never know. If you don't want it, I won't give it. If you don't give it, it's not like I can't live without it. Give it. Whether you give it depends on if I want it. If you don't say you'll give it, you'll never know. If it's not that you can't give it, then I don't want it. What if I give it? What if I want it? One keeps saying, if you want it, I won't give it, while the other replies, if you give it, I don't want it. They're baiting 𝐿𝐽𝐻 into a lie. After all, knowing the truth in your head is one thing, but articulating it correctly is a whole different story. The underlying premise of that man's words was, if you want it, I won't give it. If you don't want it, I won't give it either. Therefore, 𝐿𝐽𝐻's only logical response should have been, if you give it, I don't want it. If you don't give it, I don't want it either. Yet, he still answered. This proves 𝐿𝐽𝐻 was also trying to trap the young man into a lie. This room is completely airtight. Even though 12 people are already dead, the remaining oxygen probably won't last very long. Go on. I was killed in a car accident. Logically, I should be a spirit right now. But judging by the corpses on the floor, I'm still very much flesh and blood. By the way, making a logical error. No, that doesn't count. We were teleported to this secret room by some unknown power. If we want to escape, we might need to use that same power or fulfill a certain condition. What exactly are you getting at? What I'm trying to say is, since you designed this to make us lie, the way out is very likely tied to the judgment itself. But if I just refuse to lie, and we keep stalling like this, no one gets out alive. Instead of doing that, why don't we settle this with a direct showdown? What kind of showdown do you have in mind? We take turns asking questions. The person asked must answer, and cannot say I don't know or give an irrelevant response. He said asking questions, not asking a single question. Which means, both of us can ask multiple questions. And he said the person asked must answer, without saying I don't know or dodging the topic. But if he asks a deeply personal question, I won't be able to answer. Fine, but I have additional conditions. The next person can only ask a question after the current one has been fully answered, and questions cannot involve one's personal past. Deal, I'll go first. My question is, conversely, can others challenge the gun holder's right to judge? Yes, I am currently lying. Is that a truth or a lie? The liar's paradox. No matter how he answers, he'll be wrong. He finally fell for it. I must admit, he's clever. But ultimately, he suffers from experience. He's a dead man walking. You lied. You lied. I haven't even answered your question yet, and you're already accusing me of lying. Are you the one lying, or am I? You knew about the liar's paradox from the very start, didn't you? Of course I did, I see. 𝐿𝐽𝐻 intentionally left the exact number of questions vague in his rules. If he had fired off dozens of questions at once, the young man couldn't possibly have answered them all in one go. So, the young man added a clause. The next question can only be asked after the current one is answered. This exact clause is the fundamental reason the young man failed his judgment. 𝐿𝐽𝐻 hid this trap on purpose, while the young man's judgment was clouded by 𝐿𝐽𝐻's phrase, must answer. Must answer does not mean must answer immediately. Wait. You lied. When you declared you lied during the judgment, it was technically equivalent to answering his question. How did you not lose your right to judge? The answer is simple. Why do you think I called our duel a mid-door sniper duel? Mid-door sniper duel is a gaming term in shooting games. Two snipers shoot at each other through the mid-doors until one takes the other out. And here, we interrogate each other to force a lie. In other words, the game ends the moment someone lies. You lied. If you judge me, you'll lose your right to judge. The gun holder needs to state the command you lied during a judgment. But if the judgment fails, then the command the gun holder just uttered becomes a lie itself. Therefore, you lied. I have never lied. But I know I'm no match for you. Let's team up. Are you sure you didn't lie? Earlier, when the judge was interrogating me, what did I tell you all? You committed murder. You lied. Now that everyone in the know is dead, how are we supposed to leave this room? Since the young man knew a failed judgment meant lying. Why didn't he kill you just now? You can't kill me. The reason, 𝐷𝐸 just said if we teamed up with him, he'd tell us the method to escape. So I think escaping might have something to do with forming a team. Go on, the young man and the judge's trio plotted to kill all of us. Combining that with what 𝐷𝐸 just said, we can draw this conclusion. You can only clear the room when only one team remains. That's not the answer I'm looking for. Let me give you a hint. Start with the only clue in this room. Wait, the clue is the people. Aside from physical objects, only people are left in this room. There were 18 people at the start. What does that number mean? The rule we deduced is that lying is forbidden in this room. 18. Lying forbiddens. This is the tongue-ripping hell. Legend says the first level of the 18 levels of hell is the tongue-ripping hell. Those who spent their lives spitting lies come here after death. We can conclude that anyone who has lied in this room meets the criteria to be detained in the tongue-ripping hell and thus cannot leave. However, those judged to have spoken the truth, along with those who haven't been interrogated, are deemed truth-tellers. They don't meet the criteria to stay, so they can leave. You're not cut out to be my teammate. At least let me die with some clarity. The only clue relates to a number, so the method of escape must be tied to a number 2. 1 can mean a team, or a single person. Therefore, a lone individual can fulfill the condition without a team. I have one last question. When you faced the judge's questioning, how on earth did you manage to lie without it being detected as a lie? Arguing with my girlfriend and burying my girlfriend aren't completely separate events. There was no causal link between them. No wonder I used to find it bizarre that a rational person like you would bury his girlfriend over a mere argument. So they were 2 independent events. You 2 argued first, then she died later of unknown causes. That's why you didn't commit murder. You lied. These are the evaluation criteria for lies. First, the emotional lie. You get furious and scream at the person who provoked you. I'll screw your ancestors are already dead. Theoretically speaking, that's an impossible scenario. So, you lied. Second, the common sense lie. By basic common sense, everyone knows there's a sun in the sky. Except you claim not to know. When asked if there's a sun up there, whether you answer I don't know or no, it will be flagged as a lie. Third, the subjective lie. Say your girlfriend is universally considered unattractive. An objective fact. If you comfort her by saying she's beautiful, you are lying. Simply put, hell forcefully categorizes anything unverified, undefinable, or fundamentally ambiguous straight into the domain of lies.